Welcome back, grubbers. I hope you're hungry. It's Sunday late morning, and I thought it would be an appropriate time to throw together, I think, one of the best things a person can eat for breakfast. And that's a sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich on an English muffin. It's a lot to say. Now, you notice I didn't use the term Egg McMuffin because that's trademarked by McDonald's. And while I can't use that term, we all know what I'm gonna make if I call it a sausage, egg, and cheese muffin. You can't patent a sandwich that's got an egg and cheese and sausage and an English muffin, but you can patent the name of it, as they have done. So to avoid any legal issues, we're just gonna call it something else, but it's the same thing. So once again, in keeping with our theme of simplicity in all things and garage grubbing, we have 5 ingredients. Thomas English muffin. We'll talk about different brands in a minute. 1 egg. This just happens to be organic. What do you know? A pat of butter. A slice of American cheese. You don't want to deviate or it's not the real thing. And these are great. This is still a little frozen. We'll fix that. It's a pre-cooked sausage patty from Walmart. And they're fantastic. Here's why I like these. We talk a lot about balance. And the reason I like these the best is they're thin. You can buy other brands. What's the big brand of breakfast sausage? It escapes me. It's not that important. But they're very thick. And it changes the whole texture and balance of the sausage, cheese, and egg on an English muffin sandwich. So that's hard to say. So we go with a thinner one, if you can find them. These are Wally's. They're great, Walmart. Okay, 5 ingredients, and we're gonna get cooking real soon. And you're also gonna need, obviously, a spatula. Now, it's not critical for this recipe, this dish, that you have kind of a heavy commercial one. A regular cheap plastic one will work fine. But I just happen to have this, so I need to work on that a little bit. And then this is a wrapper. Now, these are really cool. These are really cool, especially if you're traveling and you're gonna make your sandwich or your burger or whatever and you hit the road, get on the move. These are paper-lined foil, and they're really wonderful because when you take your warm food and wrap them up, they kind of continue to steam it or something. And then the sandwich even gets more chewy. It's a really wonderful thing. And it keeps it warm. So not that in the garage I need to wrap this, but there's just something about it. Let's get to work. Enough talk. I said we're gonna get to work. We are, but I do have to say a couple more things. I did mention earlier that I wanted to speak to the English muffin. This is an incredible, this might be the most important component of the best Egg McMuffin style sausage, cheese and egg English muffin sandwich. I use Thomas exclusively. I've tried everything. And the reason I use the Thomas is because for whatever reason, when you toast it well, and you must toast it well, that's another critical part of the recipe, it comes up so crunchy with these nooks and crannies. And they really are nooks and crannies. And it just is different. It just imparts a flavor that you don't get with others. And there are many others. Little history, very quick. I know this is going, but we're gonna get to the cooking in a minute. I made the first Egg McMuffin in the state of Florida in 1972. True story. It's not important why or how, but I did. The first Egg McMuffin served by McDonald's used Thomas brand English muffins. Okay, in a few months they went to Bay. And I know why they went to Bay. No one told me this, but I know that they figured out real fast that these damn muffins were so hard to get apart that about half of them were probably getting wrecked, torn, ripped, and thrown in the trash. So they quickly went to Bays. And Bays, when you pull a Bays out of the bag, here's my buddy, yeah, it's Jim. You pull them out of the bag, they look like they've been cut with a laser, or maybe a razor blade. It's perfect. it's so uniform. So McDonald's, all of a sudden, crates of bays are coming into our store, and then 6 months later, there's another brand. I think what happened was when McDonald's introduced the Egg McMuffin, and it took off far beyond any expectations anyone in their marketing and sales department could imagine. So, long-winded story about the Thomas English Muffin, but if you're gonna make these, get this English muffin. Don't compromise. Okay, so next step, skillet. You got your burner. Put it on medium high because you want to get this heat up. You don't want to poach it. You want to fry it. Most important. Now you're going to need one of these things. It's a cooking ring. You can get them anywhere, and it's important because, and it's important for this reason. Without this, it's not the original. And what it does, it creates, as you can see, like a mold. And so when we crack our egg into the mold, it's going to stand up, and it's going to come out thicker, and then it's going to really fit very nicely on our Thomas English muffin. Okay, so we're going to get the pan heating up here. I forgot to mention that the first thing I want to do here is, because the sausage is frozen, it's already cooked, but I just want to give it a sizzle on both sides to bring it up to heat and get it ready for the assembly of the sandwich here in a few minutes. You can see we just browned up that sausage a little bit, so now it looks a lot more appetizing than it does when it's just frozen, but we're all set to go. What I'm going to do is just park this guy over here, and we're going to get back to him later. Okay, so it's time to get busy with the fun part. So we take our ring. It's made out of steel, I think, something like that. Put a little oil in there on the edge. That's really just for the edge. And then our pat of butter here. We're just gonna drop it in there, and you can see it's the heat's good. Heat's real good. Okay, now for the egg. Now don't worry about breaking the yolk, and here's why. We're going to break it anyway. Now why are we doing that? I mean, just give it one poke, that's all you need. Well, I'll tell you why we're doing that, because that's the way that McDonald's does it. And the reason they did it that way was because they knew that all the grill people were going to break them by accident anyway. So they said, let's just break them. Let's just go ahead and break them. So we break the yolk. Now, we're on medium high, and you can see we're cooking away. It's going to take a few minutes. Thomas English muffin is toasted. See, and I toast it well. That's very important. You want the crunch. And this will come along here in a few minutes. So we'll be back. Ready to flip. Thomas English muffin is toasted. See, and I toast it well. That's very important. You want the crunch. Here's a simple test as it's cooking. If you can take the ring and turn it without turning the egg, see, that's good. That's what you want. Now we know when we lift the ring off, the egg isn't going to go flying off to the left side of the pan or flip upside down or something. Okay, we're ready for the turn, so we're just going to lift our ring off, and be careful, this is extremely hot. Turn it. Okay. Get our cheese ready. That's basically already cooked. I'm going to put our sausage on and a slice of cheese. Give that a minute or so. Turn the heat down. We're already cooked. Simple trick to help the cheese melt a little bit faster. Just cover it with something. Paper plate works. Okay. I think we're going to be set. That looks pretty sweet. Let's take the pan over. Alrighty. We've got one very hot Egg McMuffin coming up. What do you say? That is a beautiful, beautiful sausage, egg, and cheese English muffin sandwich for breakfast. Well, there are a lot of fun things you can do in the garage, I'll tell you, but this is sure one of them. This is the top 3 in my view. So we're gonna pick it up and take a bite here. I think we're ready to try it. Okay, grubbers, thanks for your patience. It took about 5 minutes is all. Let's see how this came out. Excuse my bite. This looks like a good side right here. Wow, so hot. Oh my God, oh. I don't have to say anything, do I? It's unbelievable. My shop rag. That's the way they used to be. It's the way they should be. And all I can say is, get your griddle, get your skillet, whatever. Get your eggs, get some cheese, Thomas, English muffins. Get out in the garage and do this thing. They're unreal. They're unreal. Thanks for joining. And I got some other ideas, some other things I'm working on. Well, that's a wrap as I still pick the cheese out of my teeth. Thanks for joining us today, grubbers. It's been fun and nutritious too. By the way, this is extremely nutritious food. It's a little carby, but you know, as long as you don't do it every day. Anyway, thanks for joining, and we'll be back soon with something else, I'm sure, good to cook in the garage.